What's up, nation? Really appreciate you all. I want to say this before I go. The Dallas Cowboys organization, we do have the roster to make it to the Super Bowl. I just don't think that we have the coaching staff to do it. And here's why. Jason Garrett, he goes out on a press conference and say, hey, for the record, basically, he don't call the plays. Kellen Moore. So it's like he taking his young offensive coordinator and throwing it under the bus. When he failed to realize this, and we saw a little bit of this last year, as a leader of man, you're supposed to be able to step into the fray and say, this is my team. Not this person team, not that person team. This is my team. And we don't have that type of leadership with Jason Garrett. And for the life of me, a lot of people, the Jason Garrett apologists will still say that, hey, he's not running the plays, he's not calling the plays, he's not tackling, he's not missing tackling. But the onus still falls on the head coach. If I don't pay my bills, these lights will not be on around me. I have yet to find anybody that can out-debate me on that. If I'm the leader of this household, then I'm the leader of this household. It's not the neighbor across the street, it's not Tupac, and it's not Biggie. I'm responsible for this house. I must protect this house at all costs. But neither here nor there. The news of Connor Williams being out. I'm not saying that I'm wishing and hoping that the kid be out, but the Dallas Cowboys misuse Connor Williams. He's not trash. I don't want to hear people say that Connor, number 52, is trash. He's a smaller left guard who been playing out of place. Now, where do Connor Williams win? Is when they pull him. Misdirections. We saw that against the Eagles game. When he's athletic as all get out. He looks like a linebacker out there. And that's where his strong suit at. When they get him in motion, they pull, and he's aggressive in those parameters. But far as mano a mano, man to man, come on now. Even if those who like in the Dallas area, when you meet Connor Williams and you meet Xavier Su'a-Filo, and you got to go into a fight, you say, give me 76, give me Xavier Su'a-Filo. All right, Connor, you go call the police. We finna take care of business over here. That's the reality when you look at it from a natural aspect of it. Now, as far as the weight room, bench presses, and things like that, I don't know. I'm not in there counting their reps, but give me the 76. I think he's a little bit stronger. And people were talking about who would you prefer to have inside. My guy, Jumbo Joe and Xavier Su'a-Filo. I would love to see Connor at tackle position. He's athletic, he's quick with his hips, got good hand placement, know how to readjust it, and things like that. Just don't have a lot of power as it relates to mauling and things like that. But the guy can pull pretty well. But he's injured now, and we hope that everything can come out well with his surgery and he can get back into playing shape. But neither here nor there, the Xavier Su'a-Filo kid, we may see a little bump as it relates to Zeke Elliott running from the inside, since he loved to run into the inside for some strange reason. Zeke, just bounce it out to the outside. There's nothing wrong with bouncing it out to the outside. Look, the bigger boys are inside. You might want to start running to the outside where you get your lighter guys like your safeties and your cornerbacks anyway. That's what Dalvin Cook was able to do. And I would like for our running back core to be more, boisterous and say, hey, can we get some of those screen action going on? Can Coach, can you draw up some plays like that? Because I recall Zeke Elliott rookie year, was it against the Steelers? He took one to the house. And then the second year against the 49ers, their screenplay took it to the house. And then last year against the Saints, against the Detroit Lions, that was last year. Took it to the house almost. So we got to go back to doing multiple things of what we do best. And Coach Jason Garrett, man up a little bit. In your press conferences, I understand you want to be PC, but we as fans, we want to see a little action. We want to see some thorough plays being broken down of why you went with the decision. And the Dallas media, those who asking him the questioning, get a little bit more evasive. I do know that they are walking around on eggshells and they don't want Jerry Jones to make that phone call and say, hey, Tell that guy from WLBT or whatever. Tell that guy from this side of the news that he's no welcome. He's not welcome no more to our parties and things like that. And the hidden perks that goes on in the area. Man, they got to man up too. Stop pitter-pattering around and ask real questions. They was asking Bennett some crazy questions in the locker room, like they're scared to talk to the man. And I'm glad Bennett said, hey, hot boys. There ain't no real hot boys around here. You know, I love the fact that I'm talking about Michael Bennett, for those who don't know. I love the fact that he manned up and he gave praises to D-Law and he gave praises to Chris Richard and how, you know, they operate and how much of Chris Richard and they go all the way back. But neither here nor there. News reports that statistics out there. The Dallas Cowboys linebackers, we're horrible against the pass, believe it or not. Teams that throw on the Dallas Cowboys linebackers are averaging 114 QBR. That's their QBR on average. So if you want to get open as a running back or a guy that catches the ball across the middle, just pass it towards the linebackers. I think that the linebacker play, we are so good that teams are using our greatness, believe it or not, as our weakness. They game plan against it. We fly out, we chase to the ball like no other, and we get burned. So, and we missing a lot of tackles, man. The tackling should be the number one thing, and we're going to face two teams back to back that's going to play some sound offense, believe it or not, and their defense is going to be pretty solid as it relates to discipline. Detroit Lions, they play tough, and we already know about the New England Patriots. We already know about them. So it's no fiddle-faddling around. I think that this team can still be 10-6. I think that this team is still a playoff caliber team, but it's up to those guys. It's the 53 in the locker room and the 46 that's going to be active on the field. It's up to them to make things happen. Remember, I said this before. You might want to write this down. There's 3 types of teams out there, or 3 types of people in life. I'm going to break it down all the way down to 3 types of people in life. There's people that go out there and watch things happen. There's people that go out there and make things happen. And there's a person that say, hey, what the hell just happened? We don't want to be that person that says the last phrase. We want to be the team that goes out there and make things happen. And we should have the fortitude of our mind, looking at everything. It's crazy how good and how great, I'm going to use this word instead of good, of a season Amari Cooper is having. Dak Prescott going through his progression, stepping up through his throws. He still got to work on a few things, but the boy been playing lights out. It's just crazy how well we've been playing collectively as a passing unit, which was our weakness a couple of years ago. Now it's our strength. Everybody was telling me, Law, this team is built around the running back. No. This team is built around offensive line. No. Teams are always built around the quarterback. And I was telling a lot of people, and if you look at the records and you go back to my film, if you go back to what I was talking about, I was telling a lot of people that when Edgerrin James came into the league, he helped Peyton Manning out. But what happened here is that when Edge got old, they moved on from him, and Peyton Manning continued to rise up to the occasion. Sometimes in life, you will look at it and you will say to yourself, man, oh man, you know, look at the older teams and look at how they grew and look how far and how long the running back to opposed to the quarterback lasts. The quarterback lasts longer than the running backs. And the way that Zeke Elliott run, I don't see him being like the kid that's just running over everybody. What's that kid, 36-year-old for the Buffalo Bills, played for you guys put his name down below, but he played for the 49ers for a slew of years or what have you. I don't see that type of burst coming out of Ezekiel Elliott as it relates to when he gets to his 30s. I could be flat out wrong, but I just don't see it. And I'm not talking down upon Ezekiel Elliott because I still think that he's a dynamic player. I think that the Cowboys organization need to learn how to use him in multiple facets like Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard. Look at the teams when they play us, when they actually win against us. They are using 2 running back set, and they're not using one all the way up until it's gone. They multiply this thing by mixing each player together. So we got a long way to go. And Dak Prescott still got a long way to go to be, anybody's elite quarterback. Right now, he's above average, you say. And that's a good that's a good thing altogether. If I can make any sense to you all. And right now, Zeke Elliott, he's nowhere near below average, and he's nowhere near average. But right now, Ezekiel Elliott went from elite to right above average. He's in that category right now. Is he elite running back? Not right now. An elite running back can turn into sugar, you know what I mean? And he just can't do that right now, especially when the pocket collapsed on him. And then on top of that, he have to dance and think of where he's going to pick his lane. And there's no rhyme or reason of why we running on certain downs and situations. So we going to have to figure things out, Cowboy Nation, one way or another. We made so much investments on Travis Frederick, Zach Martin, Lyle Collins, Tyron Smith, and of course 52 at the time, although he's folded up like a wallet right now. Hopefully his surgery come out better. But we'll figure this thing out one way or another. Like I said, I still think that this team can get to 10 wins. It's going to be a grinders edition. But the games that we lost, we should have won. That's just the reality of it. And trust me, we don't want no mediocrity around here. We don't want that around here, Cowboy Nation. And then on top of that, before I go, listen here. It's not about going to the playoff for us. Playoff shouldn't be our only goal. Of course, winning division is something. Yeah, that's a good thing. Beating the teams that we should win against is another. But going to the playoff, we beyond that. We want hardware. In order for that to happen, this team going to have to play differently. We'll see how the following weeks occur. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Salute. I'm out. Peace.